Good evening, everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses. Okay, I was advised that my eye cuts were too low, and it made the forehead look way too big. So I bumped up the upper eye cuts higher, and I have to still do some work to the upper eye cuts. So I'm going to work here until we get it right. But let me put this in a position where you can see what I'm doing. And gotta turn that volume down. Keep getting static noise. What the hell? Just got shocked on here. I don't know what from. Alright, so I just got a little shock. I gotta figure out what's causing that. Alright, let's do this. We need to do everything's acting a little funky. Everything's acting a little funky. Alright, so Slasher, what's up? Give me a second here. I'm trying to pull up some flashback masks on my computer. Actually, I got the ones I want right here. All right, the one I'm working on right now is this one here. And yeah. And remember, put your caps lock on, guys, so I can. No, it's nowhere near done. Mr. Braxton, not done yet. Okay. I also want to text somebody real quick, so don't mind me while I'm doing this. I wonder if I can. Can I text while I'm live? I just want to send a message. No, I don't think I can. All right, so I want to invite Pipe Master. He pointed out something, and it made the forehead look way too big. All right, hold on. Made the forehead look way too big. So, I'm texting on my phone though. That's what I'm saying. I'm texting. I want to text a message to my friend on the phone, but I don't want to close my app. I want to close the stream. So let me see. I can't. Can I do it that way? Yeah. Okay. It freezes. That's what I was afraid of. I don't want it to freeze. No. If I watched the screen on my monitor, and as soon as I went and I just shrunk it down to. You know, to get these eye cuts right, this might not be the best picture. I need better pictures. All right, so let's do this. Shrink, shrink, flashback. I need large icons so I can see what's going on. Believe it or not, this is going to work really good for me. This is the mold. I also need to shrink the nose holes. The nose holes are too big. You see that? That's the inside of the mold of the actual screen used mask. And it gives me a really good dead on shot. Now, what's up with this fly? It gives me a really good dead on shot. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. There we go. Because if I pull my chair in, it completely moves the. Yeah, that's almost on the money there. See, the eye cuts were down here. Literally, I took like an 1/8 inch off the top of the eye cut. So the eye cuts are a lot bigger now. But it made the forehead look not as high. This forehead looked really massive. And I didn't want to change the whole damn forehead. The eye cuts will shrink down with when I make the. Come on, get out of here! This thing's driving me nuts. Now I want to shape that eye again. I want to make sure that this. I might have to lower or raise the lower cut just a little bit because it makes the eye cut look too big. It is what it is. First thing I want to do is kind of, maybe I'll reserve that. See, I want this more straight in so I can see. The shadowing. I can leave that clay there and just smoosh it in. Just trying to give the eye cut a little more definition. I need to turn that. I need to look at this drips down a little bit. That's about right. Alright, now this side's really messy. Cutting books. Hold on. I forgot to close out the other window so I can't see the text. Yo, Pipe Master, I raised the eyes up. That's what I was waiting on. I was hoping you'd come on. I raised the eye cuts up. About an 1/8 inch. I had to do it because you put it in my head. You put it in my head, and you know what? You're right, man. It made the eye. It made the. Let me raise this up a little bit. Made the forehead look not as high. All right, does that give you a little bit more perspective? Let me show you. Now the eye cuts still look a little too big now. You tell me. Now here's the problem. In doing this, there's two things I'm worried about. When you're wearing this mask, are my eyes going to be way down here now? Instead of up in here. I want my eyeball to be up here, underneath that eye cut. You don't want your eye all the way down here by raising that up. You know, I only raised it by an 1/8 inch, but it could make a big difference. You know, this armatures. You know, when you put clay on an armature, you have to make sure that the eyes are lined up with the exact same thing on the armature itself. The eye holes are lined up. That's why you'll see me put toothpicks in the ears and in the eye cuts, centered right at the eye cut. By bringing this up by an 1/8 inch, this definitely has changed where that eye cut is in position. But by an 1/8 inch, I'm going to say maybe a little more than an 1/8 inch, but not much. So, I need your opinion, Pipe Master. You had me go this route, and what do you think? The eye cuts are raised. The forehead definitely doesn't look as big now, not at all. Yeah, but the eye cuts look big. That's the problem. Now, I don't know whether I should bring this eye, the lower eye, up a little bit. Should I bring it up a little, or should I leave it the way it is? I don't know. I mean, that's a tough call. Hey, Pipe Master, do me a favor, put your caps lock on so I can read. The text is too far away from me. You need to see the whole sculpture. Hold on, let me zoom out. I guess I don't, okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. A little better. I mean, I only took about an eighth. I'll tell you what I took. I know exactly how much I took. Trying to roll this damn chair. I put a new plastic floor down it. It's not easy. All right. Say this was the original cut. I probably took about that much away. Let's pretend this is the original cut. The top of that blade, that's about how much I took away. Which is about an eighth. Maybe almost a quarter. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll roll up a couple. I'm not going to do all the details in the eyebrows. But I'll do a quick eyebrow placement. Got to roll them out. You know what? I may have to change the picture. Hold on. Let me see something first. Yeah, that has to be rolled. That has to be a little bit. This eye cut. This eye cut has to be a little rounder here. Alright, and this eye cut definitely has to be rounder here. That's it. I'm looking at the eye cuts on the picture. I don't know. Yeah, no, you guys can't see the picture. This needs to be filled in just a little bit here. But let me get the eyebrows on. But first, I have to make sure. I'm just making worms on here. You know, the funny thing is I'm still not satisfied with the, I need a better picture. I'm going to pull up the other picture. Give me a second here. Yeah, well, let me show you. Let me try and get so where you can see both the picture and the sculpture. This is the picture of the screen-used mask, and this is the one I'm using to put the eyebrows in place. want to make sure that they look, they're in position right. I still want to smooth this out a little bit better because I don't want to put these on here and then friggin' have to move them. Give me 1 second. This is not smooth enough for me. Can't have any lumps or clumps in the way here. I mean, worst case scenario, I just take the eyebrows off again and replace them. Put them back on where they belong. But we're trying to go for accuracy here now. One eyebrow. The other one always. Now, I don't have the ripple in the nose. I don't have any of this stuff done yet. There's a lot that has to be done yet, Pipe Master. There really is. And I really like Pipe Master's really, because he's had the nag masks. He's had like every copy of this mask. It's just a shame we couldn't get one to our to my house. But see, the thing is, on the other side of that coin, I really don't want to copy Nag's version. I really want to try and just shoot for the screen used mask, but it's really difficult when you're only working with two-dimensional pictures. And the funny thing is, and I try to explain this to a lot of people that don't really do photography too much. I don't really do photography, but I have an understanding, and I talk to Nick Mopagano about it a lot. He says every picture, when they take a picture of something, it depends on the camera. It depends on so many factors. The distance that you take a picture could determine whether the face looks more narrow or it looks wider. Like this face here looks pretty wide to me, but I've seen, like my jawline, if you line this up with that picture, it's identical to what that is. Now I've seen the sculpture picture where the jawline looks more narrow, but that could all be just because of the camera shot. So I don't know that, following, let me see where this is going to end here. We need to put this here, here. Yeah, that's about the right length. Where at is that starting? Right there. But it comes in further, okay. I might have made that too wide, but that's okay. Now what I'm going to do, for giggles, is take some of this clay away. I'll put texture in there, I don't care. I'm not really mashed down anyway, so. So what I like to do is usually take this down where I need it to be. When I'm doing the eyebrows, then I add the texture. And sharpen up the details. Now I'm digging in, I'm making little lumps and stuff in here. You see how I'm just creating a little bit of disformity in there. Because it's hair. You don't want it to look straight, level all the way through. This is too high up here. Okay, now. I put some of those deeper lines in there because once I smooth this out with a little naphtha, the problem is I don't want to smooth this out because if I smooth it out, well, maybe I can just do the eyebrows. And I'll do it with a brush. I'll do it with a brush. No, they're not perfect. But the eye cuts aren't quite perfect yet either. Remember that. And these eyebrows are sticking out too far. I already knew that. They have to come down quite a bit. But right now I'm just trying to give you a look of what this is going to look like a little bit. This isn't right on the end here. I got to fix that. But you know what? I'm going to wet this down a little bit so it gets rid of the shine. That might help a little bit with the visual too. Get rid of these tool marks. I'm going to have to let this dry for a while before I can sculpt on it now but it's more important to get it accurate than it is to worry about, doing a stream all the time. I want to keep going with the stream, but I'm like, I got to get this right. This whole thing is not right. It's bothering me and it's eating at me. And I think I'm looking at like my other sculpture. Because that night creeper definitely has the head shape right, but the night creeper really isn't any. It's nothing to do with this sculpture. You know what I mean? This is totally two different animals when it comes to the differences between this guy and the other. Give me a minute here, and I'm going to read all your comments. And I extended the neck. I did the logo on the back. I still got ears to do, but all that means nothing without getting the head shape right. I have to have that head shape right. All right, try that. Yeah, this is still not right here. This is, what the hell? Let me try to make a point out of that. This is where I cheat with tools because I know I didn't press that in real hard either. Oops, see that? Oh, that made it easier. See, this eyebrow goes in and it gets real narrow and gets pointy down here. Anyway. All right, now I need opinions, Pipe Master. It's got eyebrows. Got eyebrows. Yeah, this hook has to come around a little bit more like this. There you go. That's the way that's supposed to be. I don't want to stick these on too hard because I'm going to take them off. I got to get this head shape smooth right. What the hell's that? FB7, I like that. FB78. Yes. Yeah, you know what? That's great because now that yes, I want to do that. That's exactly what we're going to call it. Instead of flashback, we'll just do FB. Good idea. Now, if you had been somebody out there, because I had posted this, Playmaster, I had posted if anybody come up with a really good name for this mask, they would have got a free mask. But I kind of like the FB. I really like that FB. I'll show you what I did here. All right, so now you got a side view. But I think what's happening here is I'm so used to my sculpture where the back of the head is more slanted back. It's and this portion of the head's higher. You know, so it changes. You know, like this is more round. Like you were saying more of a rounded head. But look how big that eye cut is now. Is that I mean, it just looks really big to me. I'm going to have to probably bring this lower up a little bit and fill the cheek in just a little bit here to bring the proportions right. I don't know. There's something weird about it. I don't know if it's the shape of the head. I haven't figured it out. Have not figured it out. I'm still working on the jawline a little bit. I don't want to change. I don't want to make this more narrower because it's, you know, like I said, I've got pictures that show that it's wider. I got pictures that show that it's like this picture here. If you look at that picture and look at my sculpture, that jawline's right on. It's right. It's square with the head. That's how like that picture of that face, that screen you shot, the face looks square. And that's taken from a little bit of a distance. You can tell because the backgrounds, if you look at the background of the picture, it's what do you want to say? But you know, it's blurred out. That means they were focusing, so they were zooming in on that picture. So they were when they took that picture of that mask, it was from a little bit of distance. So I still got the ridge to do on the nose here. I might even leave these brows where they are. I can. I just have to press them in a little harder, that's all. They actually look like they're in the right spot. You know, a little more detail to them. Ears are not done yet. Trying to read all the text. I got the light in my face. Mr. Braxton, no, I didn't do the ears yet. I'm not really focused on the ears or anything. I've really got to get this face right. And I'm still not sure what am I seeing that I don't like. You know what? And now that I got the eyebrow kind of there. Oh, wait a minute. You know what it is? I'm not looking at it dead on. All right, that's better. You got to look at it when you're like right now. My eye line is up here. Actually, my eye line is even with the top of the forehead where I'm sitting in my chair. Same rule applies with a camera. You have to make sure your eye line is looking at the same way the camera is taking that picture there. My eye line has to be in the exact same position to see whether or not I'm dead on with that picture. And I am. It looks dead on. It looks pretty damn close. I'd hate to split the hair difference. You know what I'm saying? You can't see the sculpture. Oh, how about now? What the hell's going on here? Hold on. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, shit. Jesus, I was more worried about the picture. Hold on. the hell's going on? This thing zoomed out on me or something? I don't even understand how that could have happened. Sitting there doing all that work and nobody can see what I'm doing. That makes a lot of sense. All right, let me put this picture back. Really? Really? All right. Now, you can see the sculpture. Let me turn it towards you. You can see it head on. I might have to turn it a little bit back towards me again. You like? I mean, Roy, do you think it's that close, Pipe Master? Because you've had this mask. You've had, you know what they went off of. You don't think those eye cuts are a little too big? Let me see. Let me take a look for my... I got to get back away from it sometimes to... I think that right eye cut's got to... See, that's really tough. The cheek line's not right either. I got to fix that cheek line. The cheek line's wider. Like I got to bring this cheek line a little bit further over this way. I think same with that side too, just a little bit. That'll widen the face naturally. That'll give it a wider look. Let me try and do that right now. I need the small loop tool. There it is. Yeah, that cheek line's not quite right. So I think once I raise those eye cuts, I got to look at this dead on. tough to do with my left hand. That's really tough to do left-handed. I'm not left-handed, and I hate working on the left side with my, you know what? I'm gonna raise this light up a little bit. A little bit, not too high. That's a little better. And use the large loop to smooth it out. See, all you guys have actually had a little bit of help. You know, when I've been doing this, you've all had little, like, things that you've pointed out that helped me along. It really did. So it's kind of working. This is kind of a work in progress, and it's coming from all of you guys. So, Pipe Master, do you think the eye cuts are a little too big? I think they're too wide this way, and this one here. If you look at that picture, it looks like the eye cut comes down a little bit more in here, a little bit further. It looks too long this way. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I'm going to do. I need to add just a little bit of clay up in here to bring that eye cut in a little bit. It looks like it's a little too long. Yeah, that's way too wide. All right. So let's see what I can pull off here. You'll see. Looks difficult, but it's really easy. Once you have the angle right, it'll all follow suit. Hold on, I gotta turn this. You gotta be careful here because let's see what that angle looks like. All right, now let me fix how distorted that looks. First thing I do is, all right, see, what throws my eye line off is you see the clay that I piled up inside of there? So what I do And this is why everybody says, why do you leave, leave so much, why do you keep out, like, cut so much clay away from underneath the eye cuts? I want the shadowing while I'm working on it, and then I'll fill the eye cut in. Not an easy thing to do, guys. This is definitely a tough one. That's looking a lot better, but I can already tell. Let me try something. Let's try smoothing this out a little bit, because it looks, now the eye cuts don't look like, this one doesn't look quite as long dated as the other one. They look the same size. They looked, when I raised that eye cut up, when I brought those eye cuts up higher, it changed the way this looked. Hold on, let me read you. Pipe Master, I gotta read this. I gotta read. You're getting ahead of me here. Hold on, let me back all the way up here. Can't see the sculpt? Okay, that's it, man. Oh man, I hope so. This first one wasn't super accurate. I'll have to get you the pictures of the I have to check that out, Pipe Master. I'm reading your stuff because my damn eyesight's blurry tonight. I had my meal a little while ago, and it brings my sugar up just enough to make my eyesight a little blurry. They just sculpt over the actual sculpt, and it was right on. I'm gonna have to look at that. You also need to get rid of the bump by the lip where you are sculpting the cheek, the bump. Oh, this bump here? Yeah, I'm going to take that down. It's not going to be, you're talking about this, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's too extreme. Yes, I agree. It is. It has to come down. I have to, as a matter of fact. See, a lump like that, as much as it looked like it was real big, it wasn't real big. But now it gives it, now by doing it with my hand, it gave it a very natural. No, it's not too extreme. There you go. How's that? A little better? Okay, yeah, they are a little too big looking at it straight on. Yeah, the eye cuts are definitely too big, but I can fix that. I can fix that. We're going to do that right now. And this is sunk in just a little too far now, from what I can see. I can't do this with my glasses. Can't do it with my glasses. Okay, that looks a little better. But hate to do this to you, but I gotta lower this light again so I can see up in here because I'm gonna put this. I need to see this right here because I'm gonna bring this eyelid in a little bit more. Yeah, that's bringing it in nice. Okay, that's what I needed. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to bring this up a little bit more too because you'll see. Let's just do it and stop yapping about it. Let me read your comments. At the picture bottom of the right eye cut. Comes almost straight across. Yep, you got it. Okay. The top comes straight across, then down as well. I'm not sure what you're. Okay, wait a minute. Right eyebrow. This side or this side? Yeah, it is a touch too long. Or that's nothing. That's just I just pinch that off. That's all. That's nothing. It's not that much. I mean, we're talking. Yeah. Well, first of all, now that I'm looking at this, in my sculpture. All right, you see the picture, right? It's in frame, right? You see the picture I'm using? It's in frame. You're not seeing too much on this side, but you are seeing this side. And I want you to pay attention to that picture. And I'm noticing what I have to change here. I have to bring this bump out here just a little bit wider. And the reason why is look at where the eyebrow is, all right? And look where the bump comes in, here. Bump comes in here, and the eyebrow is literally ending on the picture, ends right on the bump. So yes, it's a little too long, by maybe a 1/16 of an inch, but I gotta bring this bump out just a little bit more on this outside. Based off that picture. You look at another picture, it looks different somewhere else. You know? It's like everybody's got a ton of opinions on this, but until you really get your hands dirty and get into something like that, you really learn. There's a lot of learning here. There's so many learning curves. There's so much to do. Oops. Push that in. Now I can fix, I'm gonna fix this. I'm just getting a general idea of where that eye cut is, and I go in here with this. Am I gonna have internet problems? Guess the internet's gonna give me problems now. The internet's been really crappy today. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I will get this sculpture done. I need plan. I will get this thing. But I more care about accuracy than I do getting it finished in time for anything. And I don't care when I get it done, I get it done. But it has to be accurate, or else it's no good. No point. No point in doing this if you're not going to make it accurate. So now, the thing I got to do, because now these eye cuts are way too high cut. Yeah, you see what I had to do here. Now I'm not like I said, I'm gonna still carve that out a little bit more. But I got to get the generalized smoothed out a little bit because it was too prominent. And I'm looking at that sculpture. And I'm going, okay. I'll bring that right into there. The eye cut doesn't tuck in that deep on this sculpture. It's literally right there on the outside of that. So I have to make sure that I get this right. Yeah, I think this is getting closer and closer. I do. Yeah, that helped. Bringing that eye cut up, that definitely changed the way this looks. That was too, all right, now we're gonna smooth out a bit. Yeah, when you're looking at this, that'll throw your eye line off if you're seeing all these little gouges. Now, once I have the eyes in the perfect position, then I'll fill this in until it gets real close to the edge here, so I don't have to worry about it getting banged or, you know, smacked up or anything. I'll turn it towards you in a second, guys. Joe Reese, what's up? Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. I had to, and Pipe Master, thank you so much, buddy. Because the more I looked at it, and looked at it from what you were saying, you were dead on right. The eye cuts had to come up. Either that or I had to bring the forehead way down. And I don't think I can because I don't think there's too much more clay on top of this head. I think the armature's literally right below the surface here. So my only concern with, you know, your thoughts on that was if I made this, if I raising these eye cuts up a little too high, the eyes might, my eyeballs are going to drop down by a little bit. So my eyes are going to be right here in the sculpture, not up here where I wanted them. I wanted them up inside, like it is on the actual mask. Eye position is very key to the sculpture or this mask to get that right look when it's on you. So we got that to deal with. Also, what I've noticed is this is now not protruding nearly as far enough out. Nice. It's out far enough. It just doesn't look like it is. Just doesn't look like it is. One angle it does, and the other angle it doesn't. The other thing too is this. More straight across. It's not tucked up, it's not. That might be a little too long, but I'm not really working on that right now. I gotta get the eye cuts right. And the other thing I need all I'm doing is blending the two. Two clays together. Just smoothing it a little bit, that's all. Now, let's get the other side. Let's get the other side. Oh, my clay's getting extremely hard again. Can't work with that. Can't have the clay too. And I like the angle of this clay, or the angle of the eye cut. Looks good on this side, really does. I'm gonna have to fix this bump out just a little bit. See how this bump falls in line perfectly? That's where it's supposed to be, right where it is. This bump has to come out just a little bit more. Yep. So that's something else I'll be working on tonight. Just a touch. Clay. Of course. God, I hope these eye cuts line up when I make the mask. That'll really suck if that doesn't work. So, I know how much I got to cut off of there now. It's a little too steep right in here. Little clay's got to go in there, just a touch. And this has got to go out just a little bit more. little rounder. Give me a second, I'll read your comments. Okay. And that, what is wrong with that? Hold on. If there's anything wrong with it. No, it doesn't look like there's too much wrong with that. Now, okay. Comment reading time. There we go. I'm going to turn it towards you. Now, let me smooth this out a little bit because that looks like shit. Up here especially. I got some work to do up in here because it's really far up inside of there. There we go. No, that's still about the same. Let me see, I gotta get the right lighting on it. Yeah, that's about right. Yep, there's a little dig right there. Yeah, I put that naphtha on there, man. This clay is still soft from that naphtha. So I can't be doing too much. All right, let's see. What do we got here? They are a little too big. Looking at it straight on. When you are looking at the picture, the bottom of the right eye cut comes almost straight across. Yeah, this one here. I think I fixed that. I think I got that right. Comes almost straight across. Almost, but not quite. This might be tucking, this might be going up just a little too high. Now that I'm looking at it, now wait a minute, hold on, I'm not looking at it straight on. No, that's right, that's on the money. And I cuts on the money. See, the problem is that I don't know what you guys are above this picture too. You're not at the same level. Let me see if I can adjust that so you guys are exactly the same height as what the picture is. Hold on, let me see this. I'm going to move this to here. Damn it. Get over here. Yeah, the camera is basically, and how I can tell, you have to be able to see under the chin. See how like the mask over there on the screen on the right hand side? You have to be able to see underneath that chin. So what we need to do is drop this down. Right about there. Now you can see under the chin. All right, so that's the right height. Yeah, that eye cut still looks a little weird. Looks a little too high in one spot. Standing back and looking at it now, it looks like it's going uphill on the top right hand side, and that's just the opposite of what it is. Come on. Yeah, see, this looks like it's going uphill this way, and that's not the way that's supposed to be. All right. What the hell is bothering me with that? Maybe that's the eyebrow. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Just a little bit, man. I'm telling you, it throws you off. Throws you off. But I do have to bring that the eye line out further now. Now that I have the line right, the eye cut has to come out further. And I'm going to have to remove that eyebrow to do it right. Yep. is why you don't put eyebrows on until you're ready. And I wasn't ready, but thankfully I didn't stick them on real hard. So changing that eye cut, bringing it up higher. Yeah, I gotta smash this down a lot more. So what it did, bringing this up, it shortened the distance of the overhang of the eye cut, and you can't. Now this side didn't really get too affected because this side really bumped out pretty far, but that side definitely got screwed. Oh, shit. All right, so. I'm not changing the eye size. I'm just changing the scowl height that it has to come out further. The eye cuts staying the same size. It's just that the cut has to come out further. Now I'm going to leave that eyebrow right there because it's almost to the right depth where this thing has to be. Split this in half. Yeah. Oh yeah. My eyes didn't fool me on that one, but there's a little bit of a divot right in here I gotta fix. Looking at it, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. That fixed this eye cut. That definitely helped. That definitely helped. Gotta have that overhang, and that overhang wasn't there. It was really sunken back. Um, I'm just bringing this in to even it out. Getting it close. Now I gotta check that slant and make sure the slant doesn't. See, there's a slant to this cut. If you don't bring that slant back right, it's not going to look right. And it can't drop off like that. Perfect. The slant is back to where it was. And now the eye cut will line up correctly. But I'm not done smoothing this yet. I'm going to read your comments in a second, guys. I'm trying to concentrate on this. I don't care about the eyebrows right now. Never really did. I was just kind of putting it on there so Pipe Master can get a better idea. Alright, so I think the eye cuts are back to where they need to be as far as size goes. They were just a little too big. Now the eye cuts are a little higher. Yeah, it does. It brought it in. You were right, Pipe Master. This brought everything to proportion correctly. It definitely did the job. I was worried that the cheek lines would look too elongated, but because I widened this here, which somebody else had pointed out a while back, that this angle was wrong. Actually, who was that? Was it Takeoff Vision? I forget. I'm sorry. I have to look at the. I don't like giving anybody's personal name out because I gave them my phone number and they're able to text me. I don't like, Pipe Master, you're going to be Pipe Master. I know who you really are, but I'm not going to put your name out there. So, yeah, this is starting to come in now. It's starting to really come in. Looks a lot better. Is that cheek line still right, or what is it? No, that's right. That cheek line's right on the money. And the point of it comes in right at the corner of the eye cut, and that's where it's at on the mask, and that's where it's at on my sculpture. You're looking how everything lines up. That's how you have to look at everything. You have to look how things line up. I think I have to add a little more clay in here to this bump. Just a touch. Clay's still soft, man. Jesus. I'm happy, man. I'm happy. This is coming in really nice now. Still don't like the way the back of the head seems like it's higher than the front of the head. Like, in other words, you see this part here, it looks like it's slanted down a little bit, and the top of the head over here is still too high. So maybe I got to take a little bit off the back of the head, right in here. Right there. Am I blocking your view? Of course I am. Too much. No, way too far. Jesus. It's hard to do when you're not. There we go. I think I got it now. Okay. See, the head looks too. I don't know, man. It just when I'm looking at what you're seeing now. Asylum and Beyond. What's happening, buddy? There you are. Take all vision. Pipe Master, thanks. I think I do have the eye cuts right now. That the lower eye cuts had to be brought up some. They were definitely not. The eye cuts were too big, and now they look right on. Now I had the eyebrows on here, but I had to do some more work. I had to bump this out over here on this side just a little bit more, and bring everything into line. Now I'll smooth it out and sculpt it out. Um, there's not too much left. Oh, Pipe Master, I lowered this too. But I'll bleed that back in so you don't see that line. It's, one thing I've noticed with this flashback is everything's very subtle. Very difficult to do because it's a very subtle look. Um, Everything. The scowl is very subtle. The cheeks. Well, the cheeks are a little more prominent than my other sculptures. Like my scowl was definitely more prominent on my night creeper. What I'm doing is I'm smoothing out any of these really lumpy pieces. Rule I can't break going forward from now on is never put mats on this thing um, when you're getting ready to work on it. You got to do it after you're done. And it's usually my rule I stick with, but we had to figure out what some of the problems were with this sculpture. You know, ears, eyebrows, they're always the last thing. You got to make sure that the sculpture is dead on first. Yeah, I'm not even going to put them back on there. I am not ready for that. A piece of hair in there or something. What the hell is that? Where did that piece? Where did my... Oh. Huh. That's bizarre. It was from the brush. I have these chemical brushes. These are chemical brushes that I have to use. And as you can see, the hair follicles come out. Now, I've smashed these and then I've glued them and the follicles still break off and come out. So that is almost impossible to really stop from happening. The nose is more accurate now. There was some things I wanted to do. Oh yeah, the nose holes have to be smaller. I'm not doing that tonight though. I'm not doing that tonight because they're too big. I need them to be tighter and closer to the face. They're still too big. They're still too big. And I don't mean what width-wise. I'm talking about how far out they stick out here. I think they're a little too big. I might be wrong. I don't know. But now this point will be in the right spot of the eyebrow. So that's a good thing. And now this looks more balanced to where it was. What do you guys think? I'll put the camera over here and I'm going to roll my chair back into the computer so I can read your comments. So you guys can actually, you know what, I'll raise this so the lighting looks a little better on it. I don't want to put naphtha on it again, it's too soft now. To smooth it out to make it look a little more. Yeah, I'm going to have to fill this in here just a little bit and bring it out. There's a little bit in here. See, when you're looking down onto the sculpture, see, I'm looking down and I can see the scowl is it's tucking in here a little bit. So what I have to do, since I bumped that out again, I have to bump it out right here as well. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Looking downward. You always have to remember, you have to look at this from all angles, because that little bit of a change, bumping this out a little bit, made this stick out. It just made it stick out further here than it was here. So when I do that, I have to make sure that it's perfectly, you know, so it looks good. All right, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Now let me move the camera first, then move my chair back over to where the computer is. And now we can put you looking right at the sculpture. I'm going to come over there and read your comments in a second. Trying to get the picture in play too. That's a little better. There we go. I'll leave it at that. Now, let's sit down and talk. Sit down and chat. My fat body away. Sorry guys, but I was out in the sun all day today. And I'm exhausted. Let me see what that looks like real quick. Not bad. Now the lighting isn't perfect, hitting it right. It's not as nice as it usually is, but I'm not too concerned about that. See, I don't have to see my sculpture. I see that every day. You guys can see the sculpture and you can see the mask that I was using to pipe master. It might be ready. It might be ready. I really want to be extra careful on saying that I'll have it ready, because you know how this works. We keep making these little tiny changes, and man, every time I make a little tiny change here, I end up having to change a lot of things all over the place. So you know, that's because you're working with three-dimensional. You're working in 3D. You're not working in 2D. So a painting, I only have to give you one perspective. A sculpture, it has to look right from all perspectives, from every angle. So yeah, maybe it's 4D. You know, I don't know. 4 dimensions. You know, you got the rear, the front, the back, the sides. You know, every possible way that this thing looks. It has to look right, man. I don't want it to, you know, if I wasn't dedicated, I would have never taken off all the clay off the armature and completely started over. But I started completely over because I am really dedicated on trying to really make a really accurate flashback mask, as accurate as I can make it anyway, you know. So, and I'm still a rookie at this, so. Still not, like, I see this side profile, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm so used to working with my night creeper that the head looks too large in the back of the head, or it sticks up higher than, you know, it sticks up higher in the back of the head than it does in the front of the head. And I know the answer isn't to raise the top of the head, front of the head more. The answer is to take more clay off the back of the head. To give it that right look. The other thing I'm noticing is that maybe the ear pitch might be a little wrong. I might have to tilt the ears back a little bit, at a different angle. In other words, let me show you. Say this is the ear. You're looking straight up and down, like this is the ear on the side of the head, and the nose is up this end, the nose is on this end, and the back of the head's on this end. I need to tilt that back, need to tilt the ear just a little bit. My ears are straight up and down right now. If I tilt them just a little bit, it'll follow suit with the jawline a little bit better. So in other words, this is the nose, this is the back of the head. If I tilt the ear just a little bit forward and lean the top of the ear backward a little bit, it might look better. I have to see. Okay, let's read some comments. Takeoff vision looks good. Eye cuts are looking good. Yes, I agree. The eye cuts everything looks like it's in the right place now. The eye cuts were too low. But I'm hoping that the head doesn't, you know, I strongly believe that the back of the head has to come down more. Meaning the sculpture. Alright. Takeoff vision lips looking perfect. I was so wrong, man. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say, you know, you're wrong. There's no such thing as wrong. Now, let me try to say this right so you understand. You guys are seeing this thing in 2 dimensions. You are not seeing it in three dimensions like I'm seeing it. And if the right lighting is, if the lighting isn't quite right on the sculpture, you're not seeing it right. You're not seeing it the way I'm seeing it here. Not even close. It's funny, Pipe Master, when you came over here, you know, it was like when you saw my night creeper, you know, you went, oh wow, okay, it looks so much different when you're there compared to what it looks like when you're, you know, looking at it on TV, on the monitor or your computer or TV or whatever you're watching it on. There's a big difference, and it has a lot to do with the camera. I'm using an iPhone. Thank God I know the little secret that you have to be at least 6 feet away and then zoom in to get the right dimensions to make it look right. Now the ears are nowhere near finished. I'm going to tilt them back. I think I am going to change the tilt. I'm hoping. You know, I still got details to do, Pipe Master. I hope this thing's really close. It's hard because I don't have anything in front of me in three dimensions to really go off of. You know, like the original masks, there's thousands of pictures. And then there's so many people out there that have done that mask over and over and over again. And you can see that they're extremely accurate. Some of the best artists have really done a great job. You know, I just think that maybe it's me with the shape of the head. I'm reading you guys. Lips looking perfect. I was so wrong, man. The shape of the head looks great to me. I see no problem. That's takeoff vision. I agree. The shape of the head is looking good. Pipe Master, if you think that's right, then I'm probably thinking, and I'm thinking takeoff vision. If you think it's right, everybody's thinking this is looking good. Then it's probably me thinking, I'm so used to dealing with my night creeper and how the back is slightly sloped. Let me just show you. It's just easier if I show you. Let me grab my, yeah, because you know what? When I look at the 2018 sculpture, the head's like that. The head's just like the sculpture here. But if I look at the night creeper, let me show you. Let's show you. You know what? I got a foam filled one here. I can show you from. Let me hold it in my hand and then do it. It's just easier. All right. All right. Now this is the. You see how the back of the head? Hold on. Let me tilt it right. Make sure it's in camera. Got to tilt it right. You got to turn it right so you guys can see this. All right, now, you see that? See how the back of the head's cut back further? In other words, this is back here, it's pitched back further. Top of the head's further out and it's higher. And that's what gives it that. Now, is that me, or is it what? What are we thinking here? Should have a bow in it. The left cheek line? If I'm wearing a mask, it's the left cheek line, you're saying? Should have a bow in it. Are you looking at that picture? That's the screen used mask there in the screen on the top right hand side of this screen. You're looking at my computer showing you the original mask. That is the screen used mask. You see how sharp of a point that V cut, that V is? My sculpture is pretty much dead on with that V cut. Um, you got to remember, the lighting has a lot to do with what you're seeing versus what, you know, that mask is on screen too. But I can tell you right now, the left cheek line, that's a bow in it. It's a slight little bit of a, you know, right. Are you talking about here? I'm going to point this out. Now I'm going to use the screen. You see this right here, right in here? You're seeing there's a little bit of a bow right in here. Is that what you're talking about? Right in there? Just a little bit, slight, but that's a sharp point right there. That's a point. It comes to a point. And this here, the cheek line does go up and around. I've seen many shots, and it goes up and around. It's just that my lighting is showing it a little more on the screen. All right, in other words, my lighting is showing this more prominent right here. But that's cut back about where the actual screen used mask is. It's just that my lighting is not hitting that mask like that lighting is that's hitting the mask on that still shot of the actual screen used mask. Yeah, I can see the little bit. Yeah, I'll fix that little bow. That ain't no big deal. I'll put a little bow in. It's such a small amount of like detail, but it's there, and if we notice it, we fix it. Pipe Master, you still with me? Pipe Master, you might be ready in time for Halloween. I'm excited for you too. I hope I can get this done. I really do. I want to get this finished for Halloween. That'd be really nice. That would be nice. You know, what do we got? July, we got a little bit left of June. July, August, September. You got to remember, I'm also going to be doing the Night Creeper at the same time. So I've got both masks to do, and I've got to silicone both of these. But I've got some really good news. I'm going to be making quite a bit of bucks on odd jobs this coming summer. In the next 2 weeks it starts. So I should have plenty of money to get the silicone I need to do both of these masks in time for Halloween. You got to remember, it's to do both of these masks, it's over $1,000 in silicone. But I have to do them in silicone, or else I lose. And then what I'm going to do is make hard resin copies in the silicone to give me a permanent hard shell of the sculpture. And then I can always put more silicone on top of that resin hard copy at any given time. Joe Reese, you might be interested in a flashback mask. Sounds like a plan for me, pal. I'm all about it. It's going to be accurate. It's going to be really accurate, and thanks to all the help from these guys, Pipe Master, Takeoff Vision, Asylum, all of you guys have been, along for the ride and helping me through this. It's not an easy thing to sculpt this sculpture. It's really easy. It's not. It looks easy, but it's not. And even I've said that. I first approached this thing. It can't be all that difficult. Oh man, how wrong I was. And I'll tell you the reason why is because you know, like I said, you see these pictures in 2 dimensions and you don't really get the whole grasp on how the mask really looks. You know, you have to have 3-dimensional objects in front of you to really be accurate with sculpting. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to do tonight to this bad boy. I had the eyebrows on both sides, but I had to make adjustments to make it look right. And looking at the sculpture, the right side, I had to take the eyebrow completely off. All right. When I say, when you're looking at it, the right side, now you see the right side doesn't have any eyebrow. All right. If you're wearing the mask, that is actually the left side. So if that was a mask and you put it on your head, that would be the left side, not the right side. But from now on, I'm getting tired of being confused about whether somebody's looking at the right side or the left side, depending on whether the mask is on you or you're looking at it from the screen. Let's just go with the screen shot. From now on, this is the right side, that's the left side. All right, so this way, you know, when we talk to each other about it, we're looking at the screen. Oh, the right side. Okay, it's the right side. That you know, it's the right side of the screen. That's what we're looking at. We'll call it that. It just makes it easier to try to bounce around with. Are you talking about the right or the left? I have to stop and I have to point at it. Now I know that we're talking about what you're saying, and that's the right side. Wearing the mask, it's the left side, but we're going to stick with the right side. All right, so what else are we talking about, guys? Yeah, Asylum, I got ears to do. No, not, believe it or not, ears, I got to smooth out the neck, the jaw lines on there. Everything looks good there. I just have to fix a little bit of, like I see a little bit of dent right in here. I got to fix that. See that shadow right in here? That's got to be fixed. There's all these little tiny things that have to be fixed and smoothed out. A lot of smoothing has to take place. But we can do the ears. I also have to, Pipe Master gave me that name, and it's going to be, and the reason why I like it is because it's small. I don't have to go crazy on a lot of letters and making the creepy letters. So we're calling it FB in caps. FB78 stands for flashback. FB78, that's what this baby's going to be called. It's going to be on the back of the head. Takeoff vision, I think then nose holes don't need to be changed either. Maybe not, I don't know. FB stands for flashback. Asylum, FB stands for flashback, and the reason why I like the FB is it's so short. FB stands for flashback. I know flashback's all one word, but we're going to go with the FB. The FB78. It just makes it so much more simpler on the back of the head when I sculpt it. I didn't show you guys that. The Pipe Master, if you're still on, let me show you the logo on the back of the head. Got the logo done. Put the tools back up on the clay stand. There we go. All right. Here's the logo. And we're going to call it the FB78. FB78. Now You see all those little ripples and wrinkles that are in the head and everything? That's all got to be smoothed out. That's got to be just as smooth. Eater. I have no idea what the hell eater is. Never heard of that. Well, it's because it's going to be the flashback, and I don't really want to use the word flashback because they're already using that in with. I'm going to number these too when I do them. I'm going to number the sculptures. I'm going to number the mask. I'm going to sign them, number them, and I also want to put stuffers. Like, you know, when somebody buys a mask from me, I want to give them something. I want to give them, you know, knickknacks, something, you know, something more than just the mask. Because, you know, they're expensive. And, you know, you're putting out hard-earned money to buy my mask, and it's an honor that people buy the mask. So I think that, you know, I want to put a little, like, personalized name tags, something. I don't know. I have to come up with something. I mean, there's a lot of people. Nick Mulpagano does some really cool stuff. But I don't want to copy anybody. I want to do something original with myself and, you know, what I give. I have to figure it out. That's something I want to do to anybody that gets a mask from me. Even if I give you the mask, you're going to get a little bit of stuff with it. Something that I can make would be cool. Wait a minute, Pipe Master, what did you say? Yeah, it does seem to be to the right. You mean now I'm lost. The back of the head, the logo. Yeah, the slant, the cut looks like it's a little slanted. But let me, what it is, the clay is a little bit crooked on the armature itself. Let me stand back and look at that. It's hard to see it when you're close to things to get alignment. Yeah, I got to fix that. Yeah, it's definitely wrong. Ha! I got to move them letters. That sucks. That's all right. I can print it out. I actually think I'm going to bring my custom corpses down a little bit since the neck's longer. Let's see. Where do I want to put that? Let me just take a tool and mark my. Actually, maybe, you know what? I don't have to change it here. I just have to change it here. Oops. Let me see if that looks a little straighter. I'll fill that other gap in. Yeah, that's on the money there. Yeah, there we go. That's all I have to do. Okay. So, with that being said, we have this tool. God damn it, stay straight. What the hell? thought it would follow the line. It doesn't follow the line. I'll fix that. Give me a second. Yeah, something like that. Try that little loop tool go. There we go. Clean that up just a touch. And then I can fill in the rest. I'll fill that in. A little bit of clay. You get the idea. I'll fix this so it looks a little better than that. I bent it just a little bit too much on that last go around. There we go. Just gotta push down on it. I'm blocking you, so hold on. Let me try and move over so you can see what I'm doing. Just pulling that line in. Got a new line established. I think of all things, I would have could have drew a straighter line. I think I was just too close to the subject when I was drawing that down. I wasn't seeing the perfect width of the head. When you're close to it, you're seeing this angle and this angle, not straight down the middle. You have to step back in order to look at that line. Now let's do this one more time so we can see how much more accurate this line's going to be. Fix that little split. This is a kind of little oddball thing that you'll forget if you don't change that right away. Yeah, that looks a little better. Runs a little crooked up by the name, but you know what? I don't want to have to change that whole name again. I thought about it. I'm like, screw that. That's a lot of extra work. So, and besides that, the hairline comes all the way down to here. This gets buried. A layer of hair goes here, and a layer of hair goes right underneath. And then you got your FB 78 right on the bottom of the neck. FB 78. I don't want to change. I'm not putting anything up here. There's no point to it. This is just embedded this way when somebody were to pull the hair off, or yeah. Yeah, exactly, Bo. It's not going to matter once it's haired. Yep, I figured, I got it. It's straighter. I wasn't standing far enough back when I made the line. That's what it was. I was seeing everything. I was seeing the neck. I was seeing the neck too close to it. I was too close to the neck, and I wasn't seeing the very outer edges of the actual neckline. Oh yeah, man. So the cut line's fixed to an extent. It's not perfect yet, but it'll get there. I can fix that little bit of a bump right underneath the logo, so it looks straighter. A little bit of an illusion, but that little crookedness there, none of that's going to matter once it's covered up. Once there's hair on it, it's a done deal. As long as that little round bullet holes in the back of the head, that keeps you from tearing your mask. You got to have that there, because if that's not there, that continued cut line will keep tearing. That round hole is designed to do one thing: keep your mask from tearing. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fixed. That's fixed. Just needs to be smoothed out. So what else is going on, guys? Anything cool? Last chance, because I'm going to jump off of here, I think. I'm going to call it a night. I'll give you one more look at the sculpture. And maybe we'll start working on the ears on the next stream. Sound like a plan? Maybe I'll do that in the next, maybe tomorrow night. Maybe tomorrow night. You know what? Let me back this up so you can see underneath the lip line a little better. I'll back these lights up a little bit too. There you go. I still got a ways to go with my weight loss, guys. I got about another 100 pounds to go. Maybe a little less. Probably like 80 pounds. I got about another 80 pounds and I'll be back down to a good weight for me. I want to be around 220. That'd be a perfect weight for me. Still save that Pipe Master Asylum. And yes, it's not. That's not changing. Takeoff Vision. Do not worry about it. I'm giving. You guys have been really good, and I hate to tell you this. You know what you're paying for. And because you guys have been on and so dedicated with me, and been on all the time. Every time I go on a stream, you guys pop up. You guys are there. You guys are there. You guys are there. Pipe Master, I understand you know, me and you. I love it because Pipe Master can actually come to my house, and it's cool. I love meeting. You know, I love meeting the people that I'm talking to on here. It's really cool. So Pipe Master's close enough to me, so he can visit me. So we got our own personal relationship, and that's pretty cool. Uh, but you guys have been on, and you've been pointed out, and some things you've been really on point with, and some things not so. And it's not your fault. It's because, like I said, you're looking at two-dimensional pictures. You really don't get a good grasp on what you're seeing until you're here and you actually see it physically. And I can't wait till Pipe Master actually comes, because he's got a really good eye. He does. And when he sees it up in person, then I'm going to be like, okay, are you sure this head shape is right? Does it feel right to you? You know, because I think when I'm seeing it versus what you guys are seeing, it's a little different. It's a little different. And he can testify to that because of when he came over and saw the Night Creeper. I think he liked it even more when he saw it in person versus when you see it on two-dimensional TV. Yeah, it's you guys, Pipe Master, Asylum, and you guys get a free mask. You guys are on here all the time, and you really point out things, and you really help me out with this. And you guys obviously are all somewhat have a very keen artistic eye. You have to understand, when you're working on something like this, I'm looking at it from all different angles. Everything has to look good from all angles. So when I miss little tiny details that you're picking up on the screen, it's because I'm looking at everything. If I make a little adjustment here or a little adjustment there, it changes. I have to change everything. I can't change just one thing or the other. It doesn't work that way. You have to make sure, like I just did with that the pitch line. Did I show? I think it's on screen, right? I showed that, right? And the pitch on the eye cut has to be right. It has to pitch back at the right angle. No matter what I do to the front of it, no matter what I do to anything anywhere else, those lines have to be correct. Because when you turn the mask on its side, it's like Pipe Master shared me some pictures of the NAG mask, the very first version. The lines were wrong. When you turn that mask on its side, the lines were all wrong. You know, and I'm not talking about what I made. I'm talking about when I was looking at the screen used mask and then saw the NAG mask, I saw that the eye cuts were too flat and not slanted back far enough. And you can match that up yourself. You can look at it. You can take both those pictures of a perfect profile. Take a look at the profile on both pictures, and you can see that the slant of the eye cut is wrong. So, like I said, when I'm sculpting in 4 dimensions, 3 to 4 dimensions, not just a one-dimensional picture. You know, so it may look perfect, and I'll tell you a perfect example. And I'm not bashing Nick Molpagano, and I'm not bashing the mask, the 13 mask. You look at that 13 mask, it looks perfect straight on. But as soon as you turn it on the side a little bit, it doesn't look right. Now, I don't know, well, like I said, it comes down to we're working off of pictures. That's only my opinion, though. You know, it's not, but I still like the mask a lot. I still like that 13 mask a lot. But I can see that some of the angles aren't quite right. Now, I don't know whether at this point he's been doing it, I mean, because his other masks that he did are spot on. They look great. But for whatever reason. I guess maybe it couldn't get it to look right. Couldn't look like the picture without, really focusing on the dead on shot. And you had to leave everything off the wayside of, what, I don't know. Um, but the angles are important. I think more than anything else, I think the angles are the most important thing. And you see, like, between the nose and the upper lip, that little gully, that little, that little gully between the lips, like, right between, like, that splitter. Well, in order to get that to look right, it has to be scooped out a little bit in the middle. All right, there's a little bit of let me show you. Right in the middle here, it scoops. It's like if you were looking at it from the side view, it scoops a little bit right in here, and that's what gave it that rounded look. As soon as I got that right, it came in perfect. I was like, oh, okay. There's a little bit of a scoop there. It's not straight up and down. It's not a straight up and down look, and you don't see it until you see a down shot of the actual screen used mask. And what I'm talking about is if you look at the mask where Christopher Nelson was at obviously at a convention or something, and he had the screen used mask, and somebody took a picture of it from, like, looking down a bit, and you can see that really helped me out. That picture really helped me a lot with the way the lips are supposed to be from different angles. When you're looking at it from the screenshot that's straight ahead, the lip looks thicker, looks wider, and those round things where I was just pointing my finger at, they look a little bit more prominent on that screenshot. Oh, I can't read it from here. I gotta get closer to the screen. Too far away. Take off. I just saw that the left eye cut, when you look at it, it isn't rounded anymore. Hard to describe. The left eye cut. Okay, looking at the screen, it's the left side. Remember, we just talked about this. That's the left. That's the right. We're gonna talk as we're looking at the. So which side are you talking about? Right or left? We're not using the terms of, like, if you're wearing the mask. No. Right side of the screen, looking at it, or the left side. Left side. It's not rounded anymore. I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see, hold on. I think I scroll up. Yeah, do that. It's just easier. I'll have to look at it. I remember Takeoff Vision, you're not aware of this, but I raised the eye cuts a little bit. I literally raised the upper eye cuts on the forehead about I'm going to say about 1/8 of an inch. A little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. And that's why they're different now. Because the forehead looked way too big and the eye cuts were way too low. And it made the mask look, it made the face look strange. I'm unsure what it was. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but it was funny when I was talking to the pipe master, he pointed out, he sent me a couple pictures, and he said, yeah, your eye cuts are too low. The upper eye cuts are too low. You have to raise them a little bit. And as soon as I did that, the forehead looked right. And I'm only talking about an 1/8 inch. And it also rounded the eye cut a little bit better too. But I also had to add just a little bit of clay to the bottom of the eye cut too, to bring it into, perspective, because it made it look too big. It made the eye cuts too big. So yeah, we'll have to look at the picture. I know, Takeoff Vision. The eyebrows missing. I had to bump out that one side because you see where the eyebrow's still on the right, on the left side, right? That's the left side, where that eyebrow's still on there. On the very outer edge, I couldn't bring in. All right, let me just show you on screen here. All right, we're looking at this. All right, you see this? You see this refined edge of where the bump out is? Well, that tails off. The eye cut, that tail off on the eyebrow falls right in line with that. Mine was tucked in too far back here, and I had to bump this out further. I had to bump out that so this way when the eyebrow goes in, that's why you're seeing a piece of clay over this section of the eye cut. You've been bugging for them eyebrows for a while, Takeoff Vision. I know, I get it, but I don't want to put them on. They're the last thing. They're one of the last things I do. I know how to put them on now, so they're not a struggle like they used to be. So they're really easy to do for me. The key to having successful looking eye cuts. What's up, Slasher? Yeah, the key to having really good eye cuts or eyebrows is the shape of the head has to be perfect, or else it doesn't look right. Something will always be off. If the scale's off, if the eye bump outs on the sides, if they're not in the right place, the eyebrows are a nightmare to get in proper place. What's this now? What's it say? It's not what it's in the flashback mask. Doesn't. I guess you meant to say have. HQV. You say you spelled it HQVER. So have eyebrows, especially on the right side. Okay, you got jokes tonight again. What are you smoking tonight? What are we smoking tonight? I'm just curious. So. Every time you get into these spats, in this mood, you oh, here we go. Here we go, Takeoff. What's wrong with you? He's on some. He's got, he's smoking some whack. He's on the hippie lettuce, man. He's smoking some hippie lettuce over there. That's what he's doing. I know better. But it's all good, man. I get his sense of humor. He don't bother me. I love it. I love it. Keeps things interesting. Keeps me guessing too. It's bad. I meant. Oh, whoa, man! What the hell happened there? You retracted your message. Okay. I guess you felt that it might offend somebody. I don't know. Yeah, keep it light, guys. I don't want anybody arguing with each other on here. It's all fun. This is all fun to me. This is, don't say anything offensive to anybody, or, you know, we all have our own perfect version of Michael Myers in our heads, whether it be the flashback, the 2018, the original, the, we all have this perfect image in our head. Only I'm cursed with the ability to almost get it perfect of my vision. But this time around, I've been listening to you guys, and I want to give you guys something you really like. And I know that I'm never always 100% right. And when you can refrain from your ego and listen to people, you learn things. And that's what I like doing. I approach things without an ego, and I go, okay, some things I know that I can't do because, like I said, I try to explain to you guys, I'm working in three-dimensional. Asylum should be blocked. What's going on with Asylum? What are you doing? Oh, you mean, okay. Well, you have the burnt. You have kills and ends, where the right side of the or looking at the screen, the right side's burnt. The right side, and yeah, the eyebrow is missing. I have the mask. I have the ends mask. You know what? Let's put that here. Let's put it right next to this sculpture, so you guys can look at that too. I have an ends mask here, but man, I want the black. I want it in a black foam head. Hold on, what do I got here that I can put in here? That, I know what I'll do. Let's do this. Where is that? That's a stiff mask, okay. Yeah, I wish I could. I need some black. I need something black, like a black bag. I need a black bag. Black trash bag. Where? I know I had one in here. I had one, that's the key. Then hold on, let me find something. Just some black material is all I'm after. Something black. All right. Well. I can't find anything black. Hold on. This is driving me nuts. This is ticking me off. I had a black towel. Where did I? Oh, I know where I put the towel. It's underneath my door. Oh, well, so much for that. I'm not going to use that. Oh, I know what I'll use. I know what I'll use. Right down here, I got a piece of foam. me a second here. Oh man, that's all deformed because of the foam spreading apart in it. Yeah, that doesn't look right. This is all bulging out here because of the foam. So much for that idea. Let's try it with nothing in it. Put this back in because this is. Come on, get the hell in there. Who was that? There we go. Can you see it? That's the question. Let me close out this picture. We don't need to look at that anymore. All right, so let me move the picture. Let me move the camera back now that we don't need to look at my screen anymore. There's the flashback, and there's the ends mask. There you go. Yeah, see guys, just like I said, I don't want to get into little spats. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. I don't take anything too seriously. That's how I look. That's how I live my life. I really do. Because I've been through a lot of shit in my life. Trust me. One thing I've learned in life is don't take it so damn seriously, because it's too short. Enjoy the ride. It's over before you can believe it, man. I remember I was like 23 10 years ago. I'm 62. Unbelievable. A couple more days and I'm 62 years old. So Guys can joke around. Guys just have to understand. Everybody's got different sense of humor. I get it. I don't mind. I don't. I'm not negligent. I'm not. I could care less. To tell you the truth. So just chill out, guys. Just chill out. Oh. Ah. Let me see. Damn, I'm getting tired. I know why too, because I got up so damn early and didn't sleep real well. Tomorrow I got to clean the pool, as long as we're not raining. I don't think it's supposed to rain, but yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm an old man. Yeah, I mean, there is that, Pipe Master. You're right. You know, I am putting a lot of hard work in there, but I also take myself lightly. I don't. I'm not a pro at this. I'm not. You know, I've only got a couple years under my belt with sculpting in this field. Yes, I've always been an artist, but I'm no expert in this, and I don't take myself real seriously. So I don't mind if somebody's joking around. I just don't want people fighting amongst themselves on here. That's something I don't want. Because if it doesn't offend me, it doesn't bother. It shouldn't bother anybody. It doesn't offend me at all. I mean, I don't mind if somebody's joking around, but also be respectful. You have to understand not everybody has the same sense of humor as anybody else. You know, it's just it just. But I let things. Man, things roll off my shoulders so easily now. It's not even funny. I've just gone through a hellish year with my health. I want you to understand, when you go through real battles with your life, your health, you know, whatever is going on, whether it's divorce, health, man, you can go two ways. You can get real bitter and angry, or you can say, you know what? It's a learning experience. Everything we do is a learning experience. And if you treat life like that, you progress. You just have to take everything that you take in, you learn things, you get better at things. You always focus on getting better. Don't focus on the negativity. Never focus on the negativity, because negativity just slows you down, drops you back. It keeps you from progressing in life in general. It really does. At 62 years old, I learned this at a young age because of my health collapsing at the age of 32. That's when I developed the arrhythmia. You know, all of a sudden life meant totally opposite of what I thought it meant at such a young age. And I just learned at a very young age not to take life too seriously. And I mean all aspects to it. Don't get too caught up in drama. Don't get, you know, just let it roll off your shoulders, man. You'll live longer because your blood pressure won't get as high. Now, where I draw the line is my work. When I'm serious about my work, I don't let people get involved, you know, interfere with what my real job, what makes the bills. Um, yeah, well, if you ever get to the States someday, you know, because I doubt I'll be ever going to Germany at this late in life. I can't promise I'm ever going to come over there. And I mean, I want to travel the world. But the thing about I'm trying to read you guys. All right, I want you to take off vision. Perfect example. yeah, 80s is, you know, you're old when you hit 80 because that's usually the average lifespan. All right, is about 80 years old. If you're lucky to live that long, 80 is about the average lifespan. Some people make it into their 90s, but not a lot of people. All right, so my perspective is, I look at how fast the last 20 years went, and they went like a blink, like a blink. I can't. I tell you, 20 years ago, I'm looking at it and going, "Oh, that was what a month. It just felt like a couple of months ago. You know, it felt like maybe a couple of years. That's it. Doesn't feel like 20 years. And if 20 years goes that fast, and I'm actually 18 years away from 80. That's not a very long time. It's not a very long time. It's a real quick, bam, you're there. You know, so do I worry about getting old? No. I worry about just living and enjoying the time that I have here. And I don't want to spend it, I don't want to spend 1 minute of it fighting or arguing or bringing negative thoughts into my head. I mean, those days happen. They happen to all of us. But you have to fight them. You have to fight those kind of days, man. You really do. Because, man, when you lose your health, all of a sudden you realize just how important the good days are compared to the bad ones. Just know that going forward, guys. If you can spend more time being nice to each other and not being negative, and really enjoy each other, and also enjoy your own life to the fullest. And don't ever be afraid of failure. Failure is how you learn. You know, you got to try things. What's up, Joe Thornbird, man? Thornbird. Thorn. I keep saying Thorn. Is that Thorn? Yeah, no, it's Thorburn. Thorburn. I keep trying to say Thorn. I don't know why. With an N. What's up, Thorburn? Yeah, so I was sculpting, I'm working on my sculpture still, and I'm still doing some stuff there. Yeah, I wish I could meet all you guys at some point. That would be really cool. Take all vision, you're in Germany, man. That's a long play. That's it, Pipe Master. That's the positivity. That's it right there. We all smile from helping him make this mask perfect and seeing the result. And that's true. You know, I want your opinions. I want your hands, like your hands are here with me. You know, you see something that I'm overlooking. That's the point. You know, I mean, to me, this channel can't be about my ego. Pipe Master, I'm 40 and don't let negativity bother me either. But I also don't have time for stupidity either. We have enough of that in our country. Yeah, I don't want to go too political on here, but I stand that same ground. I'm an older guy, so I've seen a lot of the bullshit that this government has done. And I've seen it long, and that's why they don't want us old people around. I got news for you, because we know the truth. And you younger people out there, you need to wake up. You really need to start following politics. You have to understand there's a lot going on that's scary. It's scary right now. It really is. And I don't want to go too political on here because that really hurts the channel. It does. But the older we get, the truth is revealed because we see through the bullshit. Because what happens is they do the same things over and over again. You know, they do it to the younger crowd. The younger crowd gets older, and then they go, I remember this. This happened once before. You know, this is bullshit. You know, so trust me. Do I think all of our government is corrupt? Not all of it. There's some good people in it. It's just that right now there's a stranglehold on this country, and hopefully we can change it. Hopefully it gets changed in this next election. And when I say change, you know I'm not talking about voting for Biden. So, and since we only have two choices, you know who I'm going for. Pipe Master, give me a call. Give me a call tomorrow, will you, if you can, Pipe Master. I'm getting off of here in a minute too. I don't want to talk politics. I really don't. I mean, I do and I don't. I really want to, but I want you guys to, And Asylum, maybe you should just back off on your jokes a little bit. That's all. Don't. At least, a little bit more. How I want to say it. I don't want to say it the wrong way. I don't want to offend you because I'm not. At least the jokes, we need to understand them. I don't want to read over it 5 times. That's the thing. That's probably the problem, guy. Is when you're reading over your joke, and I got to read it 2 or 3 or 4 times. That can be annoying. That can be annoying to me and annoys anybody. I don't want to read over things too many times. So that's all I'm trying to say. That's all. It's just that we don't want to read it over too much. So I like the sense of humor, but make it so it's coherent, so we understand what you're trying to say. All right, so let me read. Okay. Okay, I'll go along with that, Pipe Master. We're trying to move this thing along. We don't want to spend a lot of time. Like right now, I don't mind talking to you because I'm done sculpting for the night, and we can talk. But while I'm sculpting, let's focus on the sculpture more, so we can get things done and get moving along with this. Because it's like, wouldn't you guys like to have this for Halloween? It would be awesome, wouldn't it? So the faster I get there, the faster it gets in your hands, guys. And Takeoff Vision says, imagine, John, maybe in 25 years you are not with us, but we have your work staying with us. That's really the honor in that is having the work, your work linger on. As a disc jockey, and when I do that, it's not something that will ever. I mean, I've got a lot of recorded shows. I've done a lot of radio station mix shows. I've been on and off the air many times in my life. But once you're gone, nobody remembers unless you have it all recorded. And I don't have everything recorded. I'm sure people have things recorded, but I don't have the recordings. And I never really saved a lot of stuff like that. I have the professional recordings, but I don't have the actual on-air recordings. So I don't know, how it came across on the air. I was busy working somewhere else while my show was running because it was pre-recorded. So, it's just the nature of the business. But this is tangible. This is something in your hands, and what you have is a piece of art. On the mask, well, I got to do the ears. I got to smooth this out. There's a lot of smoothing to do on this, Joe. There's a ton of smoothing on there. I had to raise the eye cuts a little bit higher. It just didn't look quite right. But it was only like 1/8 of an inch, a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch that I raised the eye cuts. And I also had to raise the lower eye cuts too. The upper eye cuts I raised first, and then the lower eye cuts to bring it into perspective in the right way. It's close to where I want it. I can't wait till Pipe Master comes for a visit and really gets his eyes on it the way I see this sculpture. The problem, Joe, is when you're looking at it on TV here or on your computer or however you're watching me, you're seeing this as a two-dimensional object. You're not seeing this one-dimensional, tell you the truth. You're not seeing this in person. It changes everything. It's like, it's just, it really looks different. It looks different. So I appreciate everybody's eyes on this, I do. But until you're actually here physically and see it, it's really tough to get a real good perspective of what it looks like. Yeah. And Joe, you're an artist as well, am I correct? Yeah, I think you're also an artist too, Joe. Joe? A lot of you guys are artists, or if you're not an artist, you have an artist eye. You do have good eyes. A lot of guys have good keen eyes. See, what I like is when you guys are looking at it and you're seeing something not quite right, whether it be the angle of the cheek line or the eye cut's just a little bit off here or there, and you point that out, right? When you point that out, see, I'm looking at everything from every angle. All the angles have to be right. And the slightest little change I make to make that look right, looking dead on, I have to go around and fix the other things that it changed. Now, well, let me see. The sculpture's gonna be at 25. Maybe I can make it, yeah, I know what I can do. I'm at 20 right now. After this shrinks up with the master copy, it'll be a 25.25 inch mask. But Joe, you're a musician, so you know what I'm saying when it comes to art. I'm also a musician myself, keyboard player, music theory. I love music theory. I study it all the time. I'm also a half-assed percussionist. So, would I do it professionally? No, I'm not good enough. I don't have the chops to play music professionally. Nor I never tried to. I have what they call perfect pitch hearing. You know what that is? I'm sure you probably have it yourself. And I can hear a song and I say, oh, well, let's C minor. Oh, you know what? I'll use E flat major as the relative. And I mix my music using music theory. Takeoff vision, 24 inches will do it too. Well, here's the problem. Every time I make a smaller version of this, it shrinks up 2 inches. Right now, the head is 27 inches in diameter. All right? That's going to shrink to 25. If I make another copy and downsize it and foam fill it and make it smaller, in other words, I make a 25-inch foam-filled latex mask that I can make another stone mold from, it's going to shrink another 2 inches. So you're going to go from 25 to 23 inches. The reason why I'm going with a 25-inch is because that will allow bigger people to wear it as well as the smaller people. You can put foam padding inside the head to make it fit perfect for you. Yeah, you know what? I may make a small version of this mask for somebody that's really small. Now, what you're seeing is right next to you. You see the ends mask is sitting right next to my sculpture, right? Well, it's not at the same height. Maybe let me raise it up so it's at the same height. I want the head to be the same height, the neck to be the same height, everything in the same height. And then I'll give you my explanation on why I'm doing that, to show you something. Okay, so how far up do I have to go? Far enough to where... Need something flat. flat enough. Great. Okay. Get out the way. Okay. And of course I got to tilt it on in the wrong direction. Okay. There we go. All right, my head, my sculpture is 27 inches. All right. My sculpture is 27 inches. The ends mask right there is a 25-inch mask. So when my sculpture shrinks down, it's going to be the exact same size as the ends mask. That's the goal. It's a nice fitting mask. It's a little big on me. It's even a little big on me. But what I do like having a bigger mask, the reason why I like it is because then your eyes sit back inside the mask better. So people can't see the eyes, can't see your eyes too well. If the mask is too small, your eyes are literally sticking right out in the face of the mask, and it changes the way the mask is worn. It just doesn't look right. No, this isn't too thick. My ends mask is pretty thin. It's not a thick pulp. Yeah, this mask isn't too thick. It's not real thin either, but it's not real thick. Now, I didn't do anything to this. I'm going to overhaul it. I did take off all the fiber that was on the face. I took off all the fiber on the face. I am planning to overhaul that. I'm going to overhaul it and possibly rehair it completely. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. I can change the hairline a little bit. May not even have to mess with the hairline. Just have to unmat it a little bit to give it more character. Yes. The biggest mask that's being made right now from Trick or Treat Studios or TOTS is this ends mask. The smallest mask is the original 2018 mask, and then the Kills mask is a little bit bigger than that, and then this is the biggest mask. All three of them are different sizes. I'm going to say the 2018 mask is a 24-inch mask. All right. The Kills mask was 24 and a half inches. The ends mask is 25 inches. Yes, Joe, I did see your H40. It's nice. Yes, it is. This Pipe Master was on here a little while ago. I think he's off of here now. But Pipe Master had a Brandolino. I can't remember his first name now off the top of my head. But he had a Brandolino overhaul of the Kills mask. And man, the artwork on that was so incredible. He brought it over here to my house. Pipe Master is not too far from here. And he came over to my house with this mask. And I was blown away by how unbelievable the detail was. Simon, that's it, Brandolino. He bought a mask from him. It took him a long time to get it overhauled. Or I'm saying, I think he sent a mask to him and had it overhauled, or he bought a mask from somebody that had Brandolino do the mask. I forget how it went down, but he brought the mask over here, man, and I took a whole bunch of pictures of it. The artwork on the Kills mask was incredible. There's a lot of, you know, the funny thing is, the artwork that's on this mask, the Ends mask, is not that bad. You know, you could leave this mask alone to the average person, and it's a scary looking mask still. But the Kills and the 2018 mask, they were disturbingly awful. Pipe mask, yeah, I couldn't remember. Pipe mask, you're still there, okay. Has Simon rehaul the mask? Yeah, you did. That's I remember, that was the mask you brought over and showed me, and I was explaining that to everybody, and it was so. I mean, it was badass. The overhaul on that was unbelievable, and I really took a whole bunch of pictures of it. Ramzap. I don't think I've ever seen his work. I'm going to have to look at it. Ramzap. Let me write it down real quick. I don't know what I do with my pens. All right, pens. Where'd you go? All right, here we go. Rams. What did you say it was? Ramzap. Joe, is that? I always want to look at things. I never say, well, yeah, I'm going to stick to one guy. You know, you always want to look at different people. Yeah, I'm sticking with Nightshade on all my masks in the future. Pipe Master, everything's going to be Nightshade paints. What is your favorite feature of the Ends mask? If you're talking to me, Asylum, I would say I just like it all. I like all the masks had their own flavor to them. I hated the Ends movie. But I can't. I love the masks. All the masks were amazing. Remzap Studios. Let me have to look at Ramzap. All right, I got it written down. I'll look them up. Hopefully they're on YouTube, right? All right, hold on. Let me see. Let me read. Ken Hartland is the OG of the '78 mask. Yes, I have pictures of the Ken Hartland, man. That mask, hands down, you know, was probably the most looked for. I mean, I even looked for it myself. I tried to buy that mask myself. But when I saw the price, now we're talking 20 years ago maybe, when I was trying to buy this mask, maybe longer. Might have been 25 years ago. Back then, that mask was being sold for like $2,000-3,000. And I was like, whoa, what? You know, because like, you know, me, I'm not this huge collector. So when I saw that price, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. And that was my eye-opening to the world of mask collecting when I saw that mask being sold for that much money. And it's very hard to get a hold of. You're lucky if you can get one. Ken Hertland, yes, Hertline is the OG of the 78. My ends mask is actually ready to paint. All I need is a dang airbrush. Airbrushes are overrated. You can pull it off. We're talking about the ends mask. You can pull it off without an airbrush, but what you have to do is, I for one believe in painting how I would approach the ends mask and the kills mask. I would paint the face completely black. The very first coat would be all black. All right. Then I would dry brush. You know, your fright white, and then your other colors, any of your colors that are coming in, I would dry brush into the mask, because by dry brushing you don't lose the cracks and all the details that are in the mask. Now, I can point out on this mask, like on the burnt side, the high spots are black. On the unburnt side, the low spots are black. All right, and that's, you have to keep that in mind. Like when it's all burnt and charred, all these raised spots are all charred. It's charred, so the black is on the on the high spots. On the other side of the mask, in other areas, the black is on the inside. Now, you still have black in the insides, but there's so much more detail in all the detail that's in this sculpture. It's insane. And I have a really, really high definition. I have a really good copy here. I didn't have a really good copy of the 2018, and I'm still trying to get another copy, because the latex in the 2018 mask is already gone bad. And that tells me that we don't have a long time to hold on to these masks, because they used a really bad latex. And that's scary, because these 2018, you know, I almost want to tell, you know, look guys, these masks have to last longer than 2 years, 3 years. You know, reach out to, they gotta switch to latex. The latex is no good. All right, let me read. Let's read, guys. What method are you doing to repaint that mask? Asylum? I'm going to use the black, total black on the entire mask first. Then I'm going to dry brush my lighter colors. All right, and then my plan is to, on the charred side of the face, the right side of the face looking at it, the charred side of the face, the high spots are going to be charred a little bit darker, black. And there's going to be all kinds of colors in that. There's going to be some oranges, some reds, some but brownish mainly. It's more browny. It's more of a brownish color, but it does have like little spots of, like, you know, it's hard to explain, but there's a lot of, there's a greenish color in there, and in some of the crevices. There's just a lot of different things. Let me read, guys. Let me go back up. Hold on, I gotta, because you guys are really jumping on. You guys are yapping in here. Hold on. What is your favorite feature on the ends mask? I read that one already. Renzap, read that already. Pipe Master, Nightshades paints will do the wonders. Yes, they will. I'm sticking with Nightshades. Takeoff Vision, my favorite is Arm Effects. His 78 finishes looking so hero-like. And Freddie Looper, JC is kind of overrated. I'm not sure who Freddie Looper is. See, you know the funny thing is, guys, I don't really know all these people, and I should. I'm doing this for a living, but you know I don't have a lot of time. I surf the internet, I surf the YouTube a lot, but I don't have time to watch long videos like you guys are watching me. I can't believe you have that much time, which is great for me, but I have never had that much time to do any of this kind of stuff. I have, you know, it's funny, I'm off most of the week, but between running the household and preparing for my other job and sculpting when I can, when I jump on this thing, and then doing the YouTube channel is, that's why I've been mainly doing lives, because to upload videos and edit the videos and all that stuff, I just don't have time to edit. I don't have time to do any editing. My favorite poem is, okay, runs Ken Hartland is the OG, is 78. Jens Mask is actually ready to paint. All I need is dang airbrush. Some pipe. Joe says hello to Pipe Master. Pipe Master, yeah, it can be a great H1, but of course a better H2. But lacks 7 in details. I'm not sure what I'm not takeoff video. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I had Renza as well, but I think Simon's small details are a lot better. Okay. Or a little better. Maybe that's what you were trying to say. A little better. Okay. A little better. Pipe Master. I agree. Pipe Master, I've seen that. When you brought that mask, that Simon's mask over here, that blew my mind. The detail that was in that, man, the colors that were in there that were so, you know, from a distance you don't see it, but when you're right up on it and you're looking at it, man, the details in that were unbelievable. What method are you doing to repaint the mask? Black, then dry brush. I explained that. Oops, what the hell? So when do you have a Renza, early on or recent work? Take off the White Master or Thornburg sub to you both. Subscribe to both of these. Okay, cool. I already know what to use for the mold effects. Cotton. Yes. Yeah, cotton, yeah, that's, the mold effects is cotton, that's nothing, but you want to break it down real small fibers and just kind of put some either tacky glue on the mask, or what do they call that, something 6000, I forget what it was called, DAP 6000, I think that's what it's called, I don't know, I can't remember. That'll work as a good glue, but you got to let it get tacky first. You put the glue on there and then don't try to put the fiber on right away. You put the glue on, and then you put the fiber on after a few minutes when the glue starts to get really tacky, because it won't grab. All right, let's see. Reno, thank you, takeoff. Pipe Master, cool takeoff. You know, I say an actual doing a different method. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Experiment. You know what I mean? Just remember, you can always repaint it. You know, but you got to be careful. If you paint it too many times, you start losing the details in the mask, because the paint starts filling all those cracks. So you got to go easy. That's why I always leave. That's why I'm going with my method of painting the whole mask black, so the cracks will stay black, and then you do a real light dry brush, and you got to sneak it on there real light, and do it over and over and over again until the color is where you want it. And this way, none of your cracks are filled with any other color other than the black itself. And then when you go to remove that paint, it's not, you don't have to worry about taking it down all the way to the black. You can fix the outer. You can dry brush over top of that black again. You just got to be careful not to fill that black, those cracks. All right, so let's move on. I'm actually doing a different method. Takeoff Vision Joe at Joe. I'll do music too. I do music too. My Pipe Master, I had them both right after Kills came out. Pretty damn cool. They're talking about the two different versions, different masks. Pipe Master. Asylum Beyond, are you replacing the hair? I haven't decided yet. Joe Thorburn, nice. Pipe Master, I've had the JC H42 Brandolino, H40's 2 Brandolino Kills mask, and one each from Remset. Bo Norton Customs, when is your next live going to be? Probably in a day or two, maybe tomorrow. I may come on tomorrow night. I'm not doing anything. I'm still working on my music, but it depends on how the day goes, Pipe Master, I've also had 2 NAG flashback masks and a NAG 78 Castle JC that I sold for $1,500. Woo! Joe Thornburg. Takeoff Vision. What music do you do? Do you play an instrument? Pipe Master. Palm Effects is pretty damn good. Takeoff Vision. I have to show you my NAG mask, John. Still didn't show it to you, only some time ago in a bad lighting. Takeoff Vision. Joe, I'm doing a lot of music. I play piano, classic and stuff, and recreating 80s music on my channel. Yeah, Takeoff Vision, I gotta go on there and check that out, because I did see, I saw it a long time ago, Takeoff Vision, the music that you were doing, the 80s remakes and stuff. That was really cool, man. Takeoff Vision, but I have to say, NAG's finishing is great too nowadays. Joe Thorburn, that rules. That rules, Takeoff. Takeoff Vision, Joe, music is the best. Pipe Master, I also have a J.A. Hankel's H40 knife. Well, that's right, Pipe Master, let people know on here right now that you got the knife. It's a shame you can't share a picture. Wait a minute, you know what? Oh, where's my phone? Oh, I can't, I'm doing live. I downloaded the picture of the knife, and on the next stream, if you don't have that knife sold already, on the next stream, I'll put the picture up on the screen here so these guys can see it. So Pipe Master, do me a favor and send me multiple angles of the knife, multiple pictures, and on the next stream, I'm going to be on here tomorrow night. I'll be on tomorrow night. I'll try to be on here tomorrow night, definitely. And what I'll do is I'll put up all those different pictures of that knife. So maybe one of these guys are interested in buying it. It's up to you. Let me know, Pipe Master. Takeoff Vision. Do you like Ozzy? Who don't like Ozzy? Guy's a whack job, but the music's badass. And he's old school. All right, guys. I hate to break up the freaking Happy Harmony Harmony Hill broadcast we're here doing, but I'm going to come on here tomorrow night, and I am getting hungry. So my appetite's beckoning at me, and it was a fun stream. Did a little work. Actually, did a lot more work than I realized. Now I made that right eye cut too high. I got to lower that again. That's all right. The right, looking at my sculpture, the right eye cut's a little too high. I just have to push it down a little bit, that's all. Right up here. It's a little too high. If you're looking at this side versus this side, this is high right here. You just have to push it down a little bit. I'm doing it. There you go. A little better. I'm going over to Ozzy changes. Yeah, he's a shapeshifter, that one there. Ozzy's a shapeshifter. And there's my weird sense of humor coming out. Not exactly funny, but sense of humor. Like Queen, Michael Jackson, and several 80s, Euro disco. Yeah, I do a lot of dance music, Takeoff Vision, so that's right up my forte too. I do a lot of funk, disco, R&B, not so much R&B, a little bit of R&B, soul, a lot of soul. But my favorite music is funk and electro funk. And it's just something that moves me. I don't know why it does. I'm a very funky dude. I like my funk. The more choppy it is, the more I like it. If that makes sense to anybody out there. I like a lot of chop. I like jazz too. I'm sorry, jazz comes in second place to my funk. But I like funk with a splash of jazz in it. Yeah, the king of pop. But I'll tell you something, Michael Jackson is really overlooked. As a musician, I try to put it to you another way. As a musician, his elaborate, oh my God, the way he layered his music and the way he did his music, it was a lot of it was Latin infused disco. That's the basis of his all of his like later stuff was Latin infused disco. The earlier stuff even had Latin infusion to it, but not a lot of it. That was more like an R&B, pop, but the later stuff, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Shake Your Body Down to the Ground, Thriller, all that music, I would categorize that as a Latin infused disco. Like you can take, my biggest thing is I can hear a song, and now I'm hearing the song right now. I'm just thinking in my head. I'm hearing the song. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Dun, 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 dun. No, I'm sorry. Don't stop. Dun, 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 dun. That's Latin. Dun, 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 dun. That's Latin. All right. Now that little that gives it that Latin feel. Now there's a '70s song that I'm also thinking in my head. That as soon as I heard that in my head, I heard 5 other songs. And I'm going to pull this out, and if you take that beat in your head as a musician, guys, dun, 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 I don't love you anymore. It'll work right with it. Same beat, I can hear it in my head. As a matter of fact, same key. They're in G major. I can tell. I can hear it in my head. They're both in G major. But it's wild, man. It's hard. Like I'll hear a song and I'll hear 5 other songs that sound just like it. And that's why I've been really good at what I do for a living and have done it for so many years. Funk and jazz. I love jazz too, man. I do. I love jazz. It's but I love what I love more than both altogether. I like jazz and funk infused. Oh, it's insane. It's insane. And you really want to put a cherry on top? Put Latin. No, I'm sorry. Funk, jazz infused with an electro. I love electro. I love electronic sounds. I love the more electro robotic sounds. Love it. So if you infuse all 3 of those ingredients, you've got my perfect music. Otis Redding, funky, soulful, but I don't think he's jazzy. I think he's more R&B-ish. PYT. I did a remix of PYT, man. It's badass too. I used the stems. The 80s had the best basses. Oh yeah, no doubt. They had the best of everything. Look, I'm a 70s kid, but I was an adult in the 80s. I was 20 at 1982. I turned 20. So I was 20 through, all through the 80s. I was in my 20s. And I have to say, I love the 80s music more than any any decade. It's my favorite decade. I like the 70s for nostalgia reasons. And there's some great music in there too, don't get me wrong. But the majority of the music that I love the most is definitely in the 80s. B.B. King, yeah, there's some jazz, a little bit of jazz there. But that's old school jazz. I like the newer jazz. I like new jazz, big time. And it's not so much jazz as, say, a song that's in jazz. I'm talking about playing jazz in a format, like adding jazz licks to a funk infused song or a funk song, and then take it over the top with some electro sound. Bone Norton Slipknot, not sure what that is. Pipe, that's sick. Gilmore, who's a great player. Floyd, Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's good. I like Pink Floyd. They only have a few songs that I like though. I wouldn't say I would like rock out on the whole album. But see, that's also the DJ in me. As a disc jockey, we're prone to pick out the big hits of every artist, and we only play those big hits. We never really play, the B-side. We don't do it. We might do it at home to really give it a good listen, but we know that we can't get away with playing that B-side in a work environment. I would never be able to do it. I'd have to actually, if you want to hear the B-side, you have to go home and listen to that, because I can't do that. Not at work anyway. I got to play hits. Always working on hits. Playing the hits. AC/DC's fun. Yeah, man. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I love Genesis. Oh man, are you kidding me? Awesome. You know what? Let me do this. No, I can do it this way. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, would it help if I turned on the mic? This might be a little better. Can you hear me, guys? That sound a little better? Yeah, I don't think you guys can hear me on the heads, on the big, let me see. Yo, 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 yo. Can you hear me a little better now? The camera's behind me. And it's pretty far back. It's my phone. My phone's behind me and it's picking up. Now, what I did was I put on the microphone through the sound system. You know what? You're getting feedback. That's not working. Okay, I can't do that. Never mind. Oh yeah, man. So I've been working on this software. Let me check my folders and make sure everything's lined up. I'm checking my folders. 80s. I got music videos that I'm working on. Okay, so everything's in place. Shoot. I gotta fix that before I can go on. Hmm. my Serato. Takes a while to read. Got to open up my Serato. I got things I got to launch into this thing. Give me a second. Oh, well, you know what? Let me shrink this down while that's loaded. Yes. Oh, Joe, have a good night, buddy. I'm going to sign off too because I gotta upload some music. I gotta get that done before tomorrow. I gotta get some work done. So I'm going to jump off of here, guys. I want to thank you for joining me, and we had some really cool conversation tonight. I thought that was really awesome. So I'm going to say good night to everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed each other, yapping with each other. That's awesome. And let's say good night. Let's say good night. All right. Peace, everybody. Oh, the battery's dead. Almost already closed. All right, guys, I'm going to say good night. Good night, everybody. Peace. See you on the next video.